Hey guys, what's happening? So, well, we might go through some of this thread, who knows? I think this is more like a podcast sort of one, and frankly, we just recorded the vampire one, and it was more of a podcast as well, but that's what happens whenever it's me and Garbro, and
me and the podcast boys.
Yeah, that's pretty much just what happens, because, I mean, like... I think my opinions are pretty good, okay, guys? The amount of times I've got it, it's like, can you guys just shut up and, like, just lead the post? It's like, okay. I was like, I'm sorry. Alright, sorry. It was that bad. So, what are we doing today? How do you feel about flintlock guns in fantasy RPGs? Well, you know what? I would be like, well, what is a setting? You know what? And let's be serious, pretty much all settings I've ever played in may as well be Victorian times or like colonial American technology times. So the idea of, it's like my immersion, that's just ridiculous.
My immersion.
Unless you play
I love how angry the simple thought of a flintlock, like even like a matchlock pistol makes the biggest grogs just spurg out and shit themselves. It always blows my mind.
And think of it like this. Think of like one of the biggest, most popular, especially even with normies now, it's getting bigger and bigger, Warhammer Fantasy. They've got tanks. They've got tanks.
Well, they have a tank that's made by fucking
Empire
Nuln, which is a steam tank, and it's like, let's all, because literally the tank only fires steam pneumatic weapons. Let's all calm down there, kiddos. They literally fire their cannonballs via steam launchers. They have a steam gun and a steam turret. Like, just relax. It's basically a steampunk analog.
Yeah, I mean, but like, it's probably not that effective.
You have these settings where like there's fireballs and dragons and magic, and some schmuck can't put fucking sulfur, potassium, and fucking charcoal together, and it's sodium. What's it?
No, Garbro, you know what? You probably shouldn't be saying that.
Sodium nitrate.
You shouldn't be saying that.
You can Google this. You can Google this.
I know.
But no, but like
I know.
Some guy.
But no, and then you boil it.
Like, what's this strange powdery white stuff on the stable doors? Oh my god, it flashed. That's pretty cool. And like they can't put sodium nitrate and then fucking.
Well,
like I'm sure saltpeter exists, right?
Well, the thing is, like, you know, when it comes to like gunpowder, it is actually kind of amazing that we found it so early, because we only really got into
potassium nitrate. That's what it is, or sometimes sodium nitrate. Okay, I was right.
Like if you think about it, like what's like one of the like late 1800s, early 1900s, it's all about chemistry, you know?
Yeah.
And I think we like if we didn't discover gunpowder earlier, you know what I mean? I think even then would we have achieved half of much what we have achieved if we didn't have gunpowder.
Is like they used to boil cauldrons of shit and piss to make gunpowder.
Yeah,
like it's that easy. Like you have it like everyone piss and shit in this pot. And we'll boil it and get the fucking nitrate crystals. It's like I have no doubt. Like even cordite was fucking easy to make. Like if they're in a world with alchemists making fucking robots and shit, but black powder is so hard to fucking wrap your goddamn mind around.
I know. That's the thing that gets me the most about it. I've yet to actually meet someone who genuinely is like, guns or like early guns like flintlocks. Like, no, I can't have them in my games at all. They break my immersion. That's so overpowered. Whatever. Okay, it's different if you want to put like automatic weapons. I get it. You know what I mean? I get
if they're overpowered. They get like one shot every 2 turns. What the?
Yeah, like, you know, I don't really see the big deal. I think it's just fine, and honestly, I think anyone could easily fit them in, and there's not going to be a big deal. And honestly, frankly, I want ship battles with cannons, so that's just going to have to happen, guys. I'm sorry. I really want ship battles from time to time, and I think that's something that's really underused, I think, a lot in most... Like, what is the most underused, like, thing you can have from, like, Middle Ages, colonial, you know, going forward? I'm going to say, honestly, watermills. Watermills are pretty cool.
I like the ones where, the watermills that have the giant hammers. That's pretty cool, too.
Oh,
like, I saw, it was in France, I think. It was a huge blacksmithing, like, firm. But like it's all still there, and all their pneumatic hammers are powered by water. It'll lift them up, and it'll just drop. And it's fucking wicked. Like basically, these guys had power hammers for forging in like the fucking 1500s. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, me and Megan went through a phase of what do you call that? what do you call that TV show? Do you know the one where they like the guy on it goes, "Will it kill?"
Oh,
that's Forged in Fire.
Forged in Fire. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. It will kill. I love that guy. But then we were watching it, and then they start. I don't know if this was for the Americans as well, but they started cutting out the like stabbing tests and stuff, and like the dummies. I was like, man, what? No. Get that back. And actually killed the show for me. Like, really? Like, I don't know what happened. There must have been like some boomers complaining. It's like, oh, let's go blood.
But
you know
like,
what I mean?
but even then, like, I'm going through this booklet here, and I'm pretty sure that D&D has nitroglycerin and literally smokeless powder is nitroglycerin, gun cotton, and like a mineral like goo, like mineral jelly. Like that's what smokeless powder is. It's nitroglycerin, gun cotton, and mineral jelly. That's all it is. I mean, and then black powder is sulfur and charcoal as an accelerant, and then the potassium or sodium nitrate is the oxidizer. Like it's the most basic form of science you can get. Like literally, you can go out to a stable out and like any kind of stable you want to. It's got little horses that are peeing where they are, and you'll see the nitrate crystals crawling up the side of the wall. And back in the day, they would kind of scrape them up and scrape, and they get it and they would refine it back down. They would fill it with water and filter it and boil it down so the crystals would come back. But these guys are making black powder while they're still wearing armor and doing cavalry charges. Like people forget just like dirt, like like the charge of fucking the winged hussars.
The
Ottomans had cannons.
They had hand guns and stuff.
Like the Ottomans were sieging that castle with cannons. Like that's how old black powder is.
It's not that far away from the 100-Year War, you know what I mean? So like, it's I couldn't tell you if it was before or after the Cosmic Affirmations, but it's not.
Well, actually, the Chinese invented gunpowder in 905.
Well, yeah, they did, but and this is where I think it's really interesting, because again, that's kind of part of their culture, the whole idea of seeking like elixir of life, or like turning lead into gold and all that stuff. I believe that's actually how they find gunpowder.
Look, I'm gonna say it. They fucking sucked at it.
Yeah, well, see, this is the thing.
We took it, we made it better.
Yeah, like, I just don't get, like, how... Like, this is a prime example of this, where they had technology, but they just didn't use it, was, Native Americans were using copper for, like, easily, like, over 1,000 years, and then they just stopped using it, which is kind of insane to me. So I'll give you the quick rundown. So pretty much you can mine the copper. It was fully done, and you could just hammer it away, and you just turn it into like arrowheads or whatever. But the problem is it takes a lot of time to do that, to actually mine it and all that stuff. And honestly, if you're good enough at making stone arrowheads, you can just use a stone arrowhead. It's just if you had a copper one, it could last you a bit longer, but the amount of time and effort it would take, it's kind of, honestly, like, it wouldn't really work out that well. You know what I mean? They were actually better off just using stone, which is kind of amazing. And then the other big one I can think of off the top of my head is Aztecs, or it wasn't Aztecs, but like, Central American types, where they didn't have wheels, like they didn't use wheels for anything, but they did understand them, and they did actually have them. But the only examples that we've found of them so far have been on children's toys, which is kind of funny, Like, they understood the idea of and the concept of wheels, but they just didn't utilize them. And that's kind of something that I always kind of find really fascinating. It's like, what technological advances could have been made if we had decided to go in a certain direction? Do you know what I mean? Like, and again, that's kind of what we're seeing today, even in this day and age, where what's making money? You know what I mean? If it makes money, then yeah, we can do the funding, we can do the research, we can move technology in that direction. People want stuff smaller, let's make it smaller. Let's try and make it smaller. People want power, let's give them power. You know what I mean? I think of robotics. Like, people don't really, yeah, everyone wants a robot, but there's not really the money in it yet, and they're not good enough yet. So therefore, they're only being used in factories and stuff like that. We're not going to see any commercial commercial Boston. Well, I suppose Boston Dynamics does have a commercial arm, but you're not going to see robots in people's houses doing the washing anytime soon. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
Does that make sense?
You say that, but only 50 years ago was we saw piston-powered aircraft and shit in wars and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be insane. I'm like, we literally had cell phones exploded technology 5 years ago, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's one of the.
Well, I remember like I was in airborne school. I had a fucking BlackBerry and shit. Like that's how like fucking like how
I
far
like Blackberries.
phones and stuff
I loved my BlackBerry was cool. I really liked it. I thought like see the QWERTY keypad. I thought that was like the coolest thing ever at the time. You know, I thought it was honestly the QWERTY keyboards need to come back on mobile phones. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what do you call them? It is QWERTY, isn't it?
like actual textile fucking keyboards.
Yeah. Well,
my big ass thumb's like, stop spelling. Like, my phone thinks I'm trying to say slurs. Like, you mean, like, no, I don't mean that at all. Stop it. Like I try and say like a lot, and it goes, did you mean K-I-K? I'm like, no, I didn't mean that at all. What are you talking about? Come on, phone.
What?
Psst. Hey, lean in closer. This is fucking ASMR channel now. You know it's pretty fucking based. Titties. Go see titties. Lots of titties.
All the titties.
Go over to the website, check out all the models. You guys know the score. We have some really nice looking models over there. And we have a lot of...
It's sci-fi gothic?
Yeah.
Let's call them sci-fi gothic.
And if models isn't your shit, we have loads of subclasses and we keep adding them every other week or so. We add a lot.
We got a lot.
Look, we've got big brains. We add shit. But yes, go over to the website, check out everything. If you haven't subscribed, what the fuck you doing? Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell as well, and let's get back to the video. And today's lucky winner is this guy. Well done. Well done. To claim your prize, just send an email to Neckbeardia contact@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the video.
Imagine, right, let's go into it. Let's imagine that for whatever reason they don't have gunpowder. How do we give the common man or the common whatever, or the common like species in
The
whatever
common
fantasy
peasant.
setting. Yeah, the common peasant. How do we give them a weapon with extreme reach that isn't like a bow or whatever? Can we? What about? Let's imagine. Well, okay, I'll give you my one, because Teal was so sick of me guarding at him. I asked him, I was like, can I get like an M4? But like in the sheep, like, can I get like a wand of magic missile? But it's in like the sheep of it. You know what I mean? Can I have that? That would be really cool, man. Just saying. Or can we make it like an easy? Come on, let's do that. And he's like, okay, James, you can have that. I'll let you have it.
I mean, if one goes super into depth, you could technically, I guess, using my thought pattern, have a device that inside is a magic stone that when struck emits a discharge of energy down a tube that directs it. Like, you can make a very simple, more or less, auto wand,
like,
but having a hammer that strikes a stone or strikes a smaller wand inside that expels energy outwards in kind of a bolt. You could do that as well, I suppose.
What do you call them things? The thingy stones, like magic stones you can get, and you cast a spell on it and like infuses it with it. It's like pretty much like extra spell slots.
In what setting, bro? Good lord.
It's 5e. I can't remember the names. I'm horrible. I'm horrible. I'm horrible at remembering them. But like you could really do that with like a Gatling gun or something. You know what I mean? Like a Gatling gun would be really like. Honestly, Gatling guns are pretty straightforward. Like, I don't know how they're not... Well, I suppose they were used quite a bit. Like, it's kind of like... They just kind of... Well, they moved on to Maxim guns and Vickers and stuff like that, I suppose. So you see that natural progression,
Well, it's like... I'm thinking, like, there's nothing in this world that explodes or ignites when touched to fire. There's nothing. You can't think of one thing. Like, one magical ingredient that's going to, like, immediately... light up with fire. It's just like, are you telling me your land is devoid of like nitroglycerin type objects? Like, yeah, everything's stable, nothing explodes. You, sir, are full of shit.
No, man, it just breaks my immersion. Also, like, see, this is the thing. Unless you're playing like a genuine, I want to play a historically accurate game. I have no issue with firearms unless it's set in like an earlier time period, and therefore you have to actually forgo a ton of other technology that a lot of people just don't seem to care about when it comes to like other technologies. It's like, no, that's a gun, that's different. You know what I mean? Like,
well, even then, you're like, your guys are running around with fucking M240 Bravos like in my game. You have like you have like basically most of the guns you see in any D&D game or Pathfinder game are usually matchlock or flintlock or wheel lock, and then they're a one-shot ramrod type weapon.
Yeah, which is, you know what I mean? It's not like there's many people like saying, I want a minigun. You know what I mean? Like, there's not many people doing that. I'm like, let's be serious. If a player really wants one, make a magic item that's kind of similar. You know what I mean? Rework magic missile in some way. Rework, like, I had an RPG one to fireball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's and it's not like, as long as you're not abusing it, as long as they don't have like 50 of them, it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know. I just don't get it, and I'm not gonna even try to understand people that are like, no, it breaks my immersion, because I just think you're wrong. I'm sorry, guys. I think you're wrong. Unless you can give me a genuinely good argument for it, I'm putting them in. I think they're cool, and I want to have them, and I'm pretty sure.
Well, they're very easily balanced. They really are.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like,
reload mechanics.
This thing takes 2 turns to reload, because I think every turn is 6 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, like, reloading
13.
Reloading a muzzleloader is not like a modern one, is a absolute bitch. Like, I have scars on my hands where I've broken ramrods and stabbed myself with them. Like, it's hard to do. And but the thing is, like, if it takes 2 turns to reload, make it like 2d12 damage when it hits, because most muskets are throwing a lead ball below the speed of sound. And there's good videos with Garantham, I think, where they're shooting a round ball at a target, and you saw it, you watch it, it'll just shatter apart the body. And he had one where he did a shot where it went through the body and hit the fucking shoulder bone, and they see the little lead shot flatten and fall out of the body, and it leaves this massive wound channel. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it's one shot, but you're throwing a 54 caliber lead ball at below the speed of sound. Like, it gonna whack you.
You know what the problem is as well? I think it really comes down to how health works in role-playing games though as well. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is one of the biggest problems, where people get more health, monsters get more health, and it just goes up and up and up. You know what I mean? And then it gets to the point where it's like, you can get shot like 50 times in the face, and it's like, that's fine. You know what I mean? I'll just walk away. I'll just sleep over it. You know what I mean? Don't worry about that, guys.
Well, that's where being a good DM comes into play. I mean, it sounds like I'm being like, oh, you gotta be a good DM. No, but like, but
it does fall.
If a player gets shot by a huge thing and lives, you go, okay, you live, but your arm is fucking missing. Like, you can go in and you're still alive. Your HP pool's fine, but your arm's fucking gone. So figure that shit out, Oh, by the way, you're bleeding out, so get that figured out, You can throw in curveballs.
Garb, why do you not do? I think you would do this. I think it would be a good one for you. Why didn't you not do like firearms for 5e? You know what I mean? Do something
because
like that.
Fuck them. That's why.
I know, but I think honestly, well, I suppose you know what that's.
You think those liberal fucks want firearms in their fucking game? Fucking it's a miracle Matt Mercer got that shit put in, for God's sakes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, honestly, that is one of the biggest shockers to me. Honestly,
guns are bad. Sort of had those.
Yeah.
Give Hadozi firearms.
Yes.
Arm my monkey people.
Yeah. Oh no, I was gonna make a joke there. That's just not actually. You know what?
Do it, coward. Coward.
No, I'm not. I was gonna say something about Haiti, but never mind.
About what?
Anyway. Yeah. I was like, you know what? That's no.
I hate that suggestion.
Anyway. I thought I was supposed to be the dad here, Garb. What's this about? No. Well, anyway. What are we at? We're about 18 minutes out. We'll give some final thoughts. We'll go over try and reiterate something. And like, honestly,
scroll up.
I think. Oh, this here post. Do you want to do this post?
Yeah, I'll read that.
All right. Let's do this post.
All right. So, people don't relate to firearms in combat the same way they do swords. We're already off to a great fucking start here.
Yeah.
Sounds like a bunch of barnacles.
They have different preconceptions about lethality, accuracy, etc. Some, none, or all the things they think may be correct for a given weapon system. This makes a universally appealing game mechanical implementation difficult to achieve. Specifically, high single-hit damage and long reload times are hard to balance in D&D and can result in many unfun situations. No, it means, hey, I gotta carry around 4 pistols like everyone else did in that fucking time. Nova
like,
Strike
honestly-
tactics are already a problem. Nobody seems to like multi-turn reloading. Fuck it. It's not about what you
that's what
like. It's about what there is.
Yeah, it's what you're getting. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you might not like it, but that's what you're gonna have to do. If you want like a really high, like super high powerful, like if you want something that's gonna do big damage, you're probably gonna have to, and you've got an unlimited amount as long as you have enough money. Like, you know what I mean? Let's be serious. Yeah, you just deal with it. I don't know. I don't think that's big.
Well, like there are times with the skeleton boys where one would be reloading and one would throw, like I believe it was Agile was the gunner, and either auspicious or drunk, you're reloading a musket and tossing it up to him so you can shoot it. You work around the problems you have.
Yeah.
Changing the firearms technology in a setting necessarily changes. Hold on. Changing the firearms technology in a setting necessarily changes the face of warfare, and players are infamous for trying to invent the repeating rifle or Gatling gun.
Yeah.
This hurts those trying to invoke an earlier time period. Well, you tell them, no, you can't, because...
Yeah, just say, like, you don't have the technology required. You can't bore it, alright? You're not able to bore it, and the barrel's not good enough. It can't support it.
Or...
Tell you what, or you can have it, but it breaks on, like, a 12 plus. If you ever go anything below a 12, it's done for, alright? And you're gonna have to start again.
No. See, what you do is, like, he's doing all this stuff to get this thing done, right? Like, oh, I gotta get this made, and yet, and all these, and you say, oh yeah, you fish your Gatling gun, cool. However, someone's stolen it because fuck you, because you made this super awesome thing, and like, oh, this is mine now. Like some syndicate, which is high and above you, has stolen your Gatling gun. Thanks for the free work there, chud. Like, you can work in like narratively, I made this cool, awesome, one of a kind, extremely powerful gun, cool, and now you're dead because that guy wanted it. And he has more power than you. Like, it's not hard to do.
You could throw it in and just say it's like, yeah, it's Thomas Edison. There you go, jump on.
Thomas or Edison came and stole your fucking Gatling gun.
Yeah. I get it, guys. Like, I know he didn't steal it. I know he patented it, but like, okay. A lot of people I don't know. Edison wasn't as bad as what people make him out to be. Like, But either way,
so periods of history where the firearm is famously depicted are not as popular today in terms of media as periods where the firearm was not as famously depicted. This has no relation to when the firearm was commonly used. Is this guy living in a fucking cave? They're not famously depicted as popular as today. Like, have you seen any other movie at any point where there's tons of fucking firearms in it? Like, what the...
I feel like the biggest... I feel like, the problem is it's Americans and Renaissance fairs. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's really what it comes down to for me. I think it's American interpretation of, like, Middle Ages, You
mean, are you telling me there weren't furries in medieval times? Come on, bro.
I mean, that's it. Yeah, actually, you know what? That was very problematic of me. I'm sorry. Furries. Oh, do you want to see something hyper cursed, Garbo? Let me show you this. Let me show you this.
No.
I'm gonna let me get you this. It is. Read that out first.
What? One perk of a cub party is getting to save all the pamps to snoof later that night. See, I'm not saying I'm not saying we should bring back public stockades, but we should, as well as hangings. For morale purposes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not going to comment on that. I'm just not.
And I can guarantee that guy does not pay taxes.
Probably not. I'm going to assume so.
Yeah,
safe to say.
There's enough debate as to the logistical usefulness of the early firearm or typical adventuring that many GMs avoid them altogether. Not because one side is right or wrong, just to avoid arguments. Sounds like you're a pussy. And two, I mean, if it be a weapon, this is what we have to take care of big, large targets and help whittle down damage. And if you have even a modicum of brain cell in your DM brain, you can go, okay, cool. You have a guy that starts out in stealth, that moves up towards Cannon Boy, and you engage Cannon Boy. I mean...
I think the biggest problem is you're gonna get that from players. They're gonna lug it, and players will do that. They're just gonna lug a cannon about with them everywhere and every door they come to.
So add exhaustion, make them travel super slow.
Yeah,
and like
super slow.
Imagine being a band of rogues and robbers. Like, okay, boys, we need a huge score. I saw some absolute assholes lugging a fucking 4-pounder down the road. Fuck it, bro, let's go. It's our cannon now.
Yeah,
like, give me a break.
Yeah, just constantly harass them. I think that's probably the best way to go about it. You know what I mean? You know what? I had something like this not that long ago. So I was test playing the World War One game, and it was one of those ones I was up for it anyway because I wanted to see them how they would get on with it because I hadn't tested it. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, sure, whatever. Just because I need to test it. So yeah, go for it type of mentality. And they're like, can we get like a Vickers machine gun? It's like, yeah, but it's gonna take you like 3 years to carry it, and then you have to set it all up and all that jazz. So like,
what do you mean machine guns are heavy?
It's like, I don't know, I think I could go. It's like, no, you need 3 people as well. All the ammunition, you got someone to carry the gun itself, the tripod, it's big, it's
the water can, you know, the fucking water tube, the water canister.
Everything, the ammunition, you're gonna need a good few boxes of that, otherwise you're gonna only be able to use it like twice, you know, like, you know, if you want. So yeah, they did end up logging about themselves. It did take them ages, and they only got really one good use out of it, but they did make very good use out of it, and they turned a room full of like cultists into jam, which was pretty cool, not gonna lie. But then they came to like the boss at the end, and the boss just like grabbed it with his big like barbed wire tentacle arm and just like smashed it, you know what I mean? So they only really got one use out of it, but they made that use good. Yeah, well, you guys will find out if you guys are interested. Check out the thingy server, the playtest one, because I'm up to my eyes at the minute and haven't been able to playtest because, well, you guys will find out about what's going on soon enough. But you guys will find out. But I will be test playing soon. I really need to get onto it, and I really want to be test playing minimum like 3 times a week.
Where's the gas station book, Neckbeardia?
That's right. I sent the PDF site, so I did. I sent the PDF site. We're doing just some minor corrections. I was talking to the formatter this morning, actually, and so it's only like minor things. It's like stupid wee corrections, you know, not much. And then we just need to like bring the page count down to 84. Otherwise, it needs to go up to like 90 something. Do you know what I mean? Just because it's the way printing works. So we just have to make like the backers pages smaller. Like instead of 3 columns, it needs to turn into 4, and maybe bring the font size down. But that's not the biggest issue. You know, we can get that sorted out, and the book will be in print by hopefully mid next week, with any luck. It depends on how long the formatter takes. But yeah, there you guys go. I suppose that's a good place to end. Anyway, so I suppose because I give an update on the Kickstarter. I hope you guys let us know if you guys have done any games with it. Definitely do like a storytime light up, and we'll definitely do that. I would love to hear a storytime light up. You know what I mean? I think it would be really cool. You know,
you're just gonna make money off my content, Garbarian. Nice try.
All right. Look, it's a fun set, and it's not like, you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that because, like, you know, let's be serious. The one that was going at her, girding at us on Twitter. Let's be serious. Was the second that came to the thing, like, man, this is what's in the video. I don't know what else.
It was one of them. It was a they.
I think they've already got their minds made up. I'm not going to argue with you. There you go. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You don't have to buy it. There you go. That's all I've got to say to you. You know what I mean? They just stopped lighting back. You know what I mean? So what can you do? So
how tried
how
not
do you guys...
molding and seething Twitterite?
Yeah, like, you know. So what do you guys think? How would you guys go about this? Do you like firearms in your game? Have you implemented them? I'm sure you've had players that have asked for them. Personally, if you're really that much against firearms, just leave flavor crossbows and call it a day. You know what I mean? Just instead of a crossbow, it's the exact same thing. It operates the exact same. It's just flavor. You know what I mean? And that's what I would say. I don't think there's anything wrong with just having flavor. The only thing you're adding is it's very loud. You know what I mean? So it's actually not as good as a crossbow. You know? Would that be a good way to go about it?
Well, I mean, if you want to punch through armor, I mean.
Well, but again, you're going to be changing stuff for it. So, like, you know what? I'm uploading this video tomorrow. Will we light up a really quick basic firearm for 5e? And we'll put it in the comments. I think that would actually be kind of cool. Go on!
Stop helping these people. They don't want us.
Well, you know what? Yeah, actually, you know what? Just play Garb. Yeah, actually, okay, fair enough. If you really want it, go check a Garblu's game.
Yeah!
It's... Like, you know, look, if you want firearms, you're going to get everything you want in that. Like, you know?
Yeah. Including mortars.
Yeah, exactly. Mortars and grenade launchers. The grenade launcher is pretty sweet. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
Stairs and 40
sweet.
Mike.
Yeah, it's pretty baller. Not gonna lie. Also, like, I suppose you could easily bring them across to 5e. You just need to take your action point system, and that is easily convertible, I would say. Honestly,
there's so many games. There's so many games worth because right now I'm making stuff for like GURP settings, and I would rather stick a hot poker in my taint than make anything for fucking 5e again.
yeah. See, that's my biggest problem as well. I never finished the subclasses, and I've got a load of subclasses, and I think they're really funny, and I do enjoy them. But I'm just not playing 5e anymore. I haven't played 5e in
there's nothing fun about 5e anymore. I mean, it's
alright.
It's literally a political fucking pundit system now. Like, we're all super woke and we're all fucking day-playing. Let's save the world. Yeah. It's like, oh, fuck off.
I know.
Good Lord.
I think I'm kind of done with it for the most part, but I do really want to finish off the subclasses, like get a complete like set, you know what I mean, and then I'll sell it as like a you know what I mean, like a meme pack, you know what I mean, do like a meme Steel Order. yeah, just call it like Neckbeardia's meme pack, you know what I mean, for 5e, and call it a day. I don't know if you guys have any ideas for like fun subclasses, like
you want some of those tasty Neckbeardia memes, we got the patches.
Well, like, I was thinking about doing? I was really wanting to do bReAk the barbarian, but like, I think a lot of people are like, James, you can't just make a barbarian that molests people and show us your muscles. Like, that's where we're going to end today. All right, check the links down below. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Although I don't know if I'm going to be uploading this video on Thursday or Friday. It doesn't matter. You guys just have to deal with it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
All right, and a bit of translucent silence.
All those moments will be lost in time.